Hello everyone, it's time for Good Week Israel, where we'll give you ILTV's latest positive highlights. So get ready to smile because an ancient throne truly fit for a king has been discovered in the city of David, Jerusalem. Google launches a pilot program here in Israel to optimize traffic lights with artificial intelligence. And an ILTV reporter visits one of Israel's leading luxury real estate apartments on the beautiful Mediterranean coast. All right, yet again, Israeli archaeologists proving that we're not so different from our ancestors. The Antiquities Authority unveiling the latest discoveries from the Armon HaNatziv promenade in the city of David, Jerusalem. And boy, are they humanizing. Just a stone's throw from the governor's mansion in Jerusalem's Armon HaNatziv neighborhood, Israel Antiquities excavators still sifting through a magnificent building that overlooked the city of David and the Temple Mount during the 7th century BCE. The structure initially uncovered roughly 2 years ago.
Probably a palace of one of the kings of the Judean kingdom. This is about 2,700 years ago. We found gorgeous ornamented stones carved as capitals, window frames, window balusters, gorgeous stuff. And we had another surprise as well, something which was very rare, found in only a few locations in Israel and in Jerusalem. That is someone's private bathroom.
It may not look like much, but this first temple period throne was truly fit for a king. The bathroom was hewn by hand from limestone into a rectangular-shaped cabin with a cube-shaped toilet, including a carved-out seat for comfort, a deep septic tank below, and a hole down the middle. And then from within the septic tank itself, researchers finding and collecting a large cache of pottery, animal bones, and soil filler. Archaeologists are hoping that the samples will teach us about the lifestyles and diets of our ancestry. But what we know for sure already is that this property definitely belonged to a member of the elite or even royalty.
This is a very rare find because this is something that only the rich people had. 1,000 years later, the rabbis and the Talmud discussed what the criterions are for a rich person, how much money he has in his bank. One rabbi suggested that if he has a toilet in his home near the table where he sits to eat, he is a rich person.
Though if that's not enough proof for you, the IAA also identifying evidence of a garden with ornamental trees, fruit trees, and aquatic plants on the property, all within reach of the toilet cubicle. You know, because who wouldn't appreciate a poo with a view? Next, ILTV went to Israel's north to a bustling goat farm, which provides milk for the local cheese industry. Let's watch.
Goat cheese is pretty popular throughout the Middle East and here in Israel, where it's prized for its complex, rich flavor. Today we're here in Israel's north at a bustling goat farm, which provides milk for the local cheese industry. I love when they nibble on you.
Yes.
So cute. How many goats do we have here on the farm?
Good question. I think I have 330 milking goats.
Wow.
And about 200 young goats who will be milking next year, I hope.
So it's a lot of maintenance here, right?
A lot of maintenance, yes.
This is Rotem, a third-generation farm owner who is in charge of what was once a small farm of 25 goats, but grew over the years into a modern farm with hundreds of them.
Check out her shirt.
The farm is situated on Moshav Ben Ami, and Rotem has called it home for her entire life. The Moshav features 65 agricultural farms filled with lush greenery. Known for its avocado groves, the Moshav is beautiful, green, and picturesque.
Were you raised in this kind of environment?
Yes, actually the farm was founded when I was born. My father bought 25 goats.
So up until today, you guys are producing milk.
We keep on growing. Israel is getting stronger in milk production of goats. In the 90s, nobody ate goat cheese. Nobody liked the taste. It's not the regular taste that people are used to, like cottage and the yellow cheese that we used to eat.
Yeah. Now you see it all over every supermarket
now
here.
It's all over the place. There are a lot of brands.
Only in recent years, the major Israeli dairy companies as well as the boutique dairies have developed more and more varieties of goat cheeses, as more and more consumers have grown to appreciate its strong and distinctive flavor.
We have 48 kinds of cheese. We sell it on all the supermarkets of Israel. We produce for a bigger dairy that's called Gad Dairy, so you can find us in all the supermarkets.
Each goat can yield up to 4 liters of milk a day, and the milk collected here goes straight to the cheese producers right here in Israel.
Time to get milked. This is a well-behaved group. So well-trained, they know exactly where to go.
Old-fashioned way. This way. Okay.
Let me try to milk one.
Yeah.
I remembered.
The first shot.
It's like riding a bike. You never forget.
And of course, we couldn't leave without visiting the baby goat pen, full of playful young goats ranging in age from 2 weeks to a month old.
Max, do you want to hold on? No? You're busy holding the camera. You know, this you don't get to do every single day.
Now, in other news, traffic. It's a horrible reality and one that will definitely be with us indefinitely. Or is it? World giant Google has decided to try and tackle this problem as part of a wider effort to combat climate change. And it's doing so right here in Israel. Let's take a look.
Alphabet Inc.'s Google has said it cut fuel use and traffic delays by 10 to 20%, all by using artificial intelligence to optimize signal lights.
Inefficient traffic lights are bad for the environment and they're bad for public health. That's because idling cars, they mean wasted fuel and more street-level air pollution. So we see a really great opportunity for AI to help create a breakthrough change. So instead of manually measuring and calculating timings, one of our AI research groups has found a way to accurately calculate the traffic conditions and the timing at most intersections in cities around the world. And then they're training a model on that data to optimize those inefficient intersections.
As such, the new pilot program was conducted in Israel with promising results.
So to date, the team has conducted pilots at 4 locations in Israel in partnership with the municipalities of Haifa, Beersheba, and the Israel National Roads Company. And so far, we have observed a 10 to 20% reduction in fuel and intersection delay time. So it is early days, but on the back of these really promising results, we are now beginning new pilots in Rio de Janeiro and speaking with other cities around the globe.
This early-stage research project is just one of the new software initiatives launched by Google as part of the company's efforts to tackle climate change. CEO of Google Alphabet, Sundar Pichai, wrote a blog post and released a video on Wednesday saying that climate change is no longer a distant threat, but is increasingly local and personal. As such, in addition to the AI traffic light pilot, Pichai announced that Google was introducing new features to book flights and purchase appliances that have lower carbon footprints, a Nest program to support clean energy from home, and eco-friendly routing on Google Maps.
Today, climate change is the most profound risk we face, one that affects our health, our economies, and our future together on this planet. At Google, we view big risks as a challenge and as an opportunity. Last year, we committed to help 1 billion people make more sustainable choices by 2022 through our core products like Google Maps and Search. In all of these efforts, our goal is to make the sustainable choice an easier choice. Individually, these choices might feel small, but when you multiply them together across our products, they equal big transformations for the planet.
Now, many of ILTV's viewers have dreamed of visiting Israel or even moving to the Holy Land. Well, now you can, and you can do it in style. ILTV reporter Candace Tolman visited one of Israel's leading luxury real estate apartments on the beautiful Mediterranean coast. Let's take a look at the report.
If you're looking for the finest of Israeli luxury, then look no further
than Brigger Real Estate.
And today we're showing you their penthouse suites located in their flagship residence against the backdrop of the Mediterranean Sea. This 700-meter apartment offers you a front row seat to the beach. And if that's not enough, you also get your very own indoor pool. Talk about exclusivity.
The Briga Penthouse
Provides all the pampering of a world-class hotel, but with the intimacy and the family atmosphere of a home. What more could one want? Plus, as a resident here, you'll have full access to the tower's facilities, from an Olympic-sized swimming pool and sauna to a beach volleyball court. Briga even offers sunbathing beds and shades on the beach, so that you can enjoy the luxe life wherever you so desire. Tell me a bit about Briga Real Estate and its history.
Briga established in 1979, almost 40 years. It's a family company. They took and they made a very luxury towers, and they know how to build it very good on the beach. You can build some very luxury towers all over, but to know how to build it on the beach, you need to be very, very specific in this.
So tell me a bit about the thought process behind the design aesthetic of this insane house.
We try to find the best designer who will fit the taste of all kinds of people. In this room, we try to twist a little bit, and we took Bentley because we thought to combine a car of Bentley together with this apartment.
Tell me a bit what makes this penthouse different to all the other luxury penthouses available on the market.
Briga thought what to do on the 33rd floor. We took the 33rd floor between the 32nd floor and the 30th, and we put inside soil.
I see. So you made like a home in the sky.
Home in the sky. So in this difference, we can put the infinity pool, we can put the trees, we can put an elevator, real elevator for 6 passengers. This made all the difference.
We've mentioned some of the insane facilities that you guys have, but word on the street is that there's a synagogue.
Yeah, downstairs we have a synagogue, a private synagogue, just for our residents. And we are using this synagogue all over the holidays, during Shabbat. All the citizens here become like a small community, and it's really unique. You can't find, I think, in all over Israel, a private residential tower with a private synagogue.
And remember, this apartment is already fully furnished to perfection. So if you want that Briga lifestyle, then all you need to do is pack a suitcase and yalla on over to the very best that Israel has to offer.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Israeli President Yitzhak Herzog recently attended the official commemoration ceremony of the victims of Babin Yar, remembering one of the largest massacres of Jews during the Holocaust. Let's take a look at the report.
Місце, яке Господь покинув назавжди, а диявол оминає стороною. Це таке місце.
It has been 80 years since Nazi troops gunned down some 34,000 Jewish men, women, and children at the wooded ravine in Babin Yar, in one of the deadliest single massacres of the Holocaust. Over the 2 years that followed, nearly 150,000 people, mostly Jewish, would be killed there. Now, this September and October, Ukraine is commemorating the tragic events.
У цьому місці нацисти розстріляли більше 100 тисяч людей. У цьому місці важко говорити. На тисячі років його окупувала тиша. У цьому місці важко дихати. Тисячі дітей зробили тут останній подих. У цьому місці важко стояти. Тисячі куль збивали з ніг убитих саме тут, в урочищі Babin Yar.
On Wednesday evening, the Israeli and Ukrainian presidents gathered for an official ceremony for the unveiling of a new interactive memorial, Crystal Wall of Crying, by world-renowned performance artist Marina Abramovic. The wall is meant to be a symbolic extension of the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem and incorporates crystals from the Ukraine and Brazil in an interactive installation. The 40-meter-long structure now stands in a park built over the site of the Babin Yar ravine.
It's a really wall for healing, and it's a wall to remember, and it's a wall to public to actually interact all the time. It's not something, I don't like monuments that you have the huge monument and you stand in the front and you look to the monument. It's just like you're voyeur. Here, you have to touch, you have to interact, you have to turn, and you have to, confront yourself with yourself and your own memory. So it's a very different way of seeing art and seeing the monuments.
At the ceremony, both Israeli and Ukrainian presidents also warned against repeating the mistakes of the past and cautioned against a new surge of anti-Semitism.
בל נטעה, גם בימים האלה הכחשת שואה עדיין קיימת, האנטישמיות עדיין קיימת. רק ביממה האחרונה שמענו כולנו על עוד גילוי אנטישמיות מכוער במחנה ההשמדה אושוויץ בדמותן של כתובות גרפיטי אנטישמיות שמבזות את זכר הנספים במחנה המוות הנורא. עלינו על כל מנהיגי המדינות לגנות בתוקף כל בדל וקצה תופעה כזו ולהילחם בה בכל כוחנו. ההנצחה והזיכרון חיוניים לאנושות כולה. נגד הרוע, האכזריות והאדישות. כדי שלא נשכח איזו שואה יכול לעשות אדם לאדם במעשה, בשתיקה, ועד אנה עלולות להגיע השנאה, הבורות, האנטישמיות והגזענות.
All right, finally, we went to check out one of Tel Aviv's most innovative chef restaurants. Oasis delivers an international and flavorsome experience that is sure to dazzle even the most jaded of diners. Watch this.
I am now going to take you to a restaurant that is going to sweep you off your feet. Let's go. Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the place.
It was a dream of mine since I've been in the kitchen since I'm 14 years old. We want to make people feel like when they come in here, they're really stepping into another world. They can expect that anything that they get, they're never going to be able to say, oh, this is kind of like that dish I ate over at. We only are using like the best ingredients, and we're very careful about how we're handling them. We can have a dish for 1 or 2 days only on the menu, and the temperature will change, and then it won't seem appropriate, or we'll get.
So you'll change it?
Yeah, or we'll get a shipment of something that's just not quite as perfect as it was the day before, and so then we just don't use it. Like, we'll change the dish immediately. We sometimes, like, we've gotten to the point pretty much that we can look at a client who's coming in who hasn't been here, and we can tell whether this is going to be an Oasis client or whether they're just not, because our food is not for. I think that you've got it in you. I think that.
Well, I cannot wait to try and go in the kitchen and see what this whole fuss is about.
Welcome. Thank you. Really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is matcha green tea from Japan, and it's the highest grade that the tea ceremony is using, and we use it to make our noodles for the Osaka. You can smell the tea. This is a fresh wasabi root that we got yesterday from some clients that just arrived from Japan. So you see, it's the shark skin it's really rough. It's one side, and then just the really smooth paste. Wow. It doesn't leave strings or anything like that on it.
The drawer of happiness over here.
Yeah, I've got tons of. This is Argentinian white strawberries.
What?
They're really unique. They're very special.
Wow.
See? It's like you don't expect when you tasted it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It like lost its color
and
but
got stronger taste. Yeah.
This is amazing.
So we'll make sea scallops ceviche. Top it with a gel that's made out of a strong bubbling soda water and tarragon syrup that my sous chef makes.
Wow.
So it tastes kind of like kind of like a gin, but it's not. Start out with the scallops, lime zest, a little bit of canola oil. It doesn't have a taste, so it's just neutral. Kaffir lime oil. When you see the juice start turning opaque, that shows that the proteins are starting to get hit with the acid in cooking, and now it's time you can mix in the other things. Jalapenos without the seeds, cucumber brunoise, some of the white strawberries brunoise, a bit of regular strawberries in here.
This is like a sweet sour kind of dish?
Yeah. This is the tarragon gel. This dish is pretty time sensitive, so
We have to get it.
I think you should try a bite of it now.
Amazing.
And just try to get a bit of all of the things together.
Wow.
Sit up.
Oh my God. I'm speechless.
I'm cutting this one thicker because it's going to go on top of the hot dashi with the noodles, and I don't want it to cook all the way. So this is baby zucchinis, and we call it psychedelic broccoli. Its actual real name is broccoli romanesque, but as you can see,
Wow.
It's a cross between a regular broccoli and a regular cauliflower, and nature made this herself.
Gorgeous.
In the meantime, we'll take one of my precious shisos, and we're going to tempura it. Now we're gonna cook the matcha noodles. It's about 2.5 minutes. This is chuchimi, Japanese chili mix. These are Japanese pickles that we make. This is the psychedelic broccoli.
So you put a little bit of lemon on it?
Yeah. This is the salmon sashimi going on that we cut earlier. This is the tempura shiso leaf, the shiso that I grew. It's tempura.
I am so excited to eat all of this. This dish looks gorgeous. I'm scared to even break it up.
No, we must. Everything belongs eaten up together. Every dish that I make, there's nothing on any dish that is just for looks. Everything is to be eaten, whether it's a flower, whether it's some weird leaf, it's all part of the dish. Try to get some of the broth of the noodles.
Oh, all together.
Exactly.
If you did not hear that. Sure you're hearing that? This is one of those things, I can't explain to you what I'm tasting. It's just melts in my mouth. That's all I gotta tell you.
And that's all for today's Good Week Israel. I hope that we've helped you start your week off with a smile. I'm Aaron Porras. See you next week.